Okay, this is our garden tour. My patio tomatoes. These are the little cherry tomatoes that we have. These are our sunflower grove here at getting just a little bit over 6 feet high now. A few more sunflowers out here in this garden area just because I had some left over. And those 2 rows out there are our jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. I just cut lettuce off this big head that was out here. I don't take the whole thing from the root because it'll keep producing more leaves. But these are our green peppers. And as you can see, they're starting to come in. We've got these are our eggplants out here. Cucumbers that are really vining out now and starting to grow little babies in them. Another bunch of lettuce. This is the butter crunch type. And then we have some other head style lettuce that'll grow up in tall heads. We got spinach over here, which is really starting to get big, so hopefully that'll keep growing. And some more heads over there. These are our zucchini crops, 2 types, gray and a dark green type. They should be growing pretty good, and there's a couple of them in there that are starting to get up to almost picking size. Our other row of zucchini. Yeah, this is our okra here, and I don't really know if I like okra that much, but I know Sherry does. Here's another one. These are the butternut type squash, kind of long with the big bulbous bottom on it. This little plot here is for sweet potatoes. They're starting to grow now. Then we have this row, and the next row is all small baby sweet watermelons. Then I have 2 rows of cantaloupe coming up, which is because we both love cantaloupe. And then these next two rows are the big watermelons, the premiers they call them. And then we of course have our corn, which is about 9 rows here, which is all getting up pretty tall, and soon it'll be starting to put out some ears. This little bare patch over here, there's a couple little plants in there. You probably can't see them that well, but there's a couple of them right down in here that will be coming up, and that's our that's going to be our kale. And then all these little bushes here are crookneck squash, which from the looks of it looks like we're going to have tons of it. Hopefully we can can it all. These are our bush beans. Oops, sorry, I don't turn it sideways. And as you can see, they've already flowered, and so they should be producing beans pretty soon. Then we have our row of cabbages here, and some of them are starting to get to form heads in them. This one here. And the next is our cauliflower, which is enough there to keep us happy. And of course, my tomatoes, which are a couple of small ones that I transplanted late in the season, but we've got a lot of, most of them are pretty big size, and all the tomatoes are coming in, getting up there pretty big size. So every time I look, I find more and more in between the branches and stuff. So I got to keep an eye on them. When they start to turn a little pink, I got to get them out of the off the vine. I got them in cages now, but some of them do grow outside the cages. I noticed some people around here just let them fall to the ground, and then usually put grass or some other type of straw on the ground to let them grow on, so they don't get damaged from the soil or get worms or whatever. And then the next row is these 2 rows, each side of the fence are potatoes, Kennebecs, and then we got the little the big gold tomatoes. This fence row, as you can see, the plants are starting to spring up. These are the pole beans, or Kentucky pole beans they call them, and they'll be growing up that fence and then getting, these pole beans get anywhere from 8 to 10 inches long. So we'll be picking them and cutting them up into beans to can. Our carrots, as you can tell, are getting pretty good size, and you can see some of them actually sticking out of the ground. When they get big, the crowns start to come out. But that's that. And then another fence, which is our Alaskan peas, which I just recently planted not too long ago. The rest of the fence. This was the first trial run and to see how they grew, and they're growing okay. So I decided to plant the whole fence, both sides. Then we have our onions, which is white onions, yellows, and then red onions, and they also are a row each. So we'll have plenty of onions. I'll store them in our shed during the winter time to keep over winter. And then our strawberries, we didn't get that many, but there's enough here to pull a few berries off when they start really producing. And we picked a couple, but they're not really producing that much yet. And then our peppers, these are, the hot banana peppers here. I've got 6 of those, and then I've got the other 6 are the sweet banana peppers. And they're all growing pretty good. I just picked a bunch off today, so put in our salad along with the greens I just picked out of the then we put some marigolds also to keep some bugs away, because we got our cage here, which is where the snapping turtles lay their eggs. So that's still growing, and got about another month before they'll hatch. And lastly, we've got a couple of raspberry bushes, which is starting to produce a few raspberries here and there. And like I said, we're not going to be able to make jam out of them, but and then the blueberry bushes all the way down here are growing, but I don't know if they'll produce this year. Usually it takes 2 or 3 years before you get blueberries on a regular basis, so we'll probably have to wait until then. And like I said, the pumpkins are outside the actual garden. They're growing up pretty good, and they'll be vining out pretty good. And the only other plot I have is just beyond that fence line, which is our Purple Martin gourds. So that's our garden, and hopefully another month we'll have lots more to eat and can, and then hopefully by the end of August, September time frame, we'll have all the pumpkins, gourds, and eating lots of watermelons and cantaloupes. Anyway, that's it. You have a great day.